Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So these videos usually start with a prompt or a question, something that I can respond to. And that stems from the fact that I post blogs on my website. And I make these videos to kind of, work in tandem with the blog posts. So for every blog post, there's typically a video. Now, the post associated with this video doesn't start with a question. It is merely a document checklist for the naturalization application, the N400. So what I want to use this video for today is to go over some of the most common documents that you would submit with your naturalization application. Before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions or you want to set up a consultation, please visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and send it to us, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So, naturalization application document checklist. I'm not going to sit here and go through every single item on this checklist. I dropped the link for my blog post. You can read it, look it over, see what documents you have for your naturalization application, and take it from there. I'm just going to go through the list and cherry pick out some important ones. So for example, the first one being, you need to submit a copy of your green card, your legal permanent resident card, front and back. Don't send the original, keep that, that's yours for now, but you do need to send a copy. Next, you'll want to submit a copy of your passport, all pages, every page of the passport, beginning to end. This will show any visa stamps, any border stamps, anything showing your entry and exit into and out of the United States. Next, submit a copy of your driver's license, or if you don't have one, a copy of your state ID in whichever state that you live in. Next, you want to submit a copy of your marriage certificate if you're married. If you're not married, there's nothing to submit here. Now, caveat, obviously, I've mentioned in previous videos, there are two paths towards naturalization. One is the standard path, which is you need to be a legal permanent resident for 5 years before you can naturalize. And the other path is if you're married to a US citizen, it's a little bit shorter. It's a 3-year path. Now, if you're naturalizing based on your marriage to a US citizen, there's additional documents that you'll want to submit. So those include a copy of your marriage certificate, obviously, proof that you have been living with your spouse. So you can use utility bills, lease agreements with both your names on it, mortgage, deed, bank accounts, anything that shows that you two are living together. You also want to provide a copy of proof that your spouse is a US citizen. This can be naturalization certificate, birth certificate, US passport, anything showing that your spouse is a US citizen. Next, and this is true for both the 5-year and 3-year path, you want to submit your tax returns for that period and your W-2s if you're a W-2 employee. So 3 years for naturalization based on marriage and 5 years of tax returns and W-2s based on the standard path. Next, if you have any arrests or citations or convictions on your record, you will need to submit certified copies of some of those records. So for example, if you have a conviction on your record, you need to submit a certified disposition of that conviction. If you have arrests, you need a certified police report from the police department that arrested you. If you know that you were arrested, know that you had a conviction or anything on your record, but you don't have copies of the records, and even the police department or the courthouse doesn't have copies of that record, you will need a letter from that agency stating that they do not have a copy of those records at this time, and you'd submit that with your naturalization packet. Finally, the last one I'll cover here is proof that you're registered with the Selective Service. So this only applies to men. If you are over the age of 18 and were under the age of 26 when you received your legal permanent resident card, you will have needed to register with the Selective Service. I've dropped a link in the blog post to check your status and also register if you haven't registered. So that's it. There are obviously some other records that still need to be submitted based on your individual circumstances. For example, if you were previously married, you'll need those records. If your name was ever changed, you'll need those records as well. So that's everything for now. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, you want to see more, please subscribe, like, double tap, and I will keep making them.